It's Judd's Hockey Show.
Oh, and it is Judd's Hockey Show coming to you live from the X, where the Wild has just beaten the San Jose Sharks in a game that resembled something that I watched when I was a kid going to North Star games at Met Center. 8-7 in overtime. The Wild gets 2 points they absolutely had to get. It's Judd, it's AJ, a ton to discuss, a ton to get to. A lot of bad, a lot of good in the returns of Kirill Kaprizov and Judd Eriksson, who both in their own way played hero tonight. But before we talk about that, I want to talk to you about a place that is just it's just steps from me right here down, thank you, AJ, West 7th Street in St. Paul, and that is Parlor Bar, which is outstanding. You talk about a place where you could go get a drink right now, and I think I need a drink after watching that game. But also, if you're going to pregame, it is a great place to go. Let's say it's a date night, to stop in for dinner. I've been talking about, and everyone knows about it, right? The Parlor Burger is famous. The Parlor Burger is outstanding. But how about the chicken sandwich? I'm going to tell you right now, if the Parlor Burger is Kirill Kaprizov, the chicken sandwich is Judd Eriksson, and that's not too shabby considering Eriksson had 4 goals tonight. Again, right down the street from the X, ideal spot for pregame, and also on game days, a special menu available 3 hours before Wild game. So check out Parlor Bar here in St. Paul and tell them the Sports Dad sent you, and perhaps they will know what the heck you're talking about. All right, AJ, let's just start here because there's so much to get to and there's so much going through my brain right now. But the Wild, at the end of the day, in a game that was a defensive disaster, and a game in which Marc-Andre Fleury would have been lifted if it wasn't his last start at home, the Wild ends up with 2 crucial points that they absolutely had to get. They are now 6 up on Calgary. They have eliminated the Canucks, and the Calgary Flames are playing right now against the Ducks. And let's get to the return of Kirill Kaprizov, and as I said, Judd Eriksson. On Eriksson, he ends up with 4 goals, and so the franchise record was set here. It's Marian Gaborik against the Rangers with 5 goals. I believe that Eriksson is next now on that list. His first game back in forever, 8 shots on goal, 4 of them beat Georgiev. And then on Kaprizov, 2 goals, 1 assist, 9 shots, including the game-winning goal in overtime. How much stock should we just put in the fact that the Wild got the 2 points when, in fact, we did see a lot of breakdowns here defensively? This was a disaster, and if the Wild hadn't got 2 points against a Sharks team that is the worst team in the entire league and had just lost 6 consecutive games, I don't know what the discussion would be at this point. The floor is yours. Sorry.
7 goals against. The problem is one of the guys on the ice hasn't played for about a month. Everybody else has been playing, I should say, besides Kirill and Eriksson. The defensive breakdowns tonight were atrocious in a night that should have been a defensively stout effort. And I'm not saying that Marc-Andre Fleury is without sin here because there was a couple of very soft goals that got by him. But also you have to remember, he has not been playing. Like, taking shots in practice is not the same as getting into, even against the worst team in the league, an NHL speed game. The defensive front, so many turnovers, so many giveaways. It was pathetic at times, but the offense has magically returned because of 2 guys, 97 and 14, 8 goal output. Kirill steps on the ice in overtime and says, you know what, fine. I guess I'll be the one that has to do it. He just waltzes over to his little office there. Give it here. Boom. Back of the net. This was a very up and down game. This was entertaining. Like, if you were in the building tonight, if you're now listening to this on the ride home or tomorrow morning, you were at the X last night, you got your money's worth. It was not the prettiest game, but it sure was exciting. It was entertaining. It was disgusting. It was repulsive, but it was beautiful all in one. Oh, God, this was some of the most beautiful, ugly hockey I've seen in a long time.
Well, you don't see this, man. Like, no. You're young. Like, I've seen this. This was Oilers North Stars. This was Flames Gretzky Oilers. So, like, I've seen this before. The league loves this. You know what? It wouldn't have been so offensive if it had been, no pun intended, it wouldn't have been so offensive if it had been against a better team. But I will say this. That first line of Celebrini between Kovalenko and Will Smith is something special. And Celebrini, I like him. I liked him coming into this game more than I like, at this point in time, at least, Connor Bedard. And now I think he is way superior, like right now. So he's fun to watch. But, in the case of the defense, so this is now twice in the past 2 weeks. I thought the defense played like this somewhat against the Rangers, too. And thank you, likes my sweater. I thought they played like this against the Rangers at the Garden last week, Age. And I guess my question is, what the hell is going on? Like, where's the structure? Like you pointed out, flaws in the scheme. I don't understand where the structure went. Like, you are in a playoff chase. I was glad to see Kaprizov, when he scored that goal that ended this game, did not look happy at all. Like, he looked like, okay, let's bleeping get out of here. We won. That's what I want. I want people to be mad right now. Like, you cannot tell me that you're going to take the playoffs seriously, AJ, and play a game like this. Like, this was just absolutely atrocious. You abandoned everything that you know. I mean, Celebrini walks Faber of all people. You pointed out to me 87 times Bogosian, who I believe, if I'm not mistaken, on the night was a -3. John Merrill, he has to keep playing. So I have a lot of problems here. Yes, it was fun. I agree. But I have a lot of problems with what we saw. And you are right. 97-14 at the end of the day saved their bacon because they're good enough to. But other than that, I don't know what we witnessed here. Like, what team was this?
No, it's really tough because there was multiple times. And granted, we are sitting up here with like an eagle eye view. We see the entire ice and those guys are down there. But also, you pointed out after about the fourth or fifth time we talked about it, they have iPads on the bench. They have intermissions to break down and look at stuff they're doing. They have video coaches a mere like 4 feet away from them while they're sitting on the bench to talk about stuff. If I am able to sit up here and realize, hey, the forward that is covering the slot should not be offering extra support down low because that's then leaving the wide open area, the dead zone, the quiet zone, for the opposition and then take control and have a big high danger opportunity. That's happening over and over. Maybe don't commit as much down there. So take the battle that's coming out of the corner where if they do emerge with the puck, then you support. Don't offer it all like prematurely. That was just never changed. And the thing is, both sides were doing it. It was just really weird to watch that not be addressed once over the course of this 60 plus some minutes. Then the Wild, especially in the first period and a half at least, they had the weak side D-man more open than a book at the library when they would enter the zone. They would skate in, and you saw it a couple times. I think this is on the Faber goal. The pass to him, he has time to walk down Broad Street, essentially, walk down 7th out here outside the X and just rifle one on net because there's no winger close to where he should be in position. The Sharks finally did address that, and they kind of took that away from the Wild the second half of the game, but it just took so long for either team to address these massive defensive breakdowns, and it continued through overtime when finally this game got put out of its misery, and we have a final score.
Yeah, and my thing too is the Sharks are a bad team. Like the Sharks there is some elite talent here, but like they're a bad team, so their defensive breakdowns to me aren't surprising. But the Wild, yeah, like what is going on when now the one thing I'll say in Fleury's defense is it was a shooting gallery from the slot, which is grade A's. Like I don't get that. I don't understand that. You need to win this game. This had the feel of a game that you might see on like a weird October night, right? Like it's early in the season and you're not really there yet. You are in crunch time now. Like you have what? A West Coast or a Canadian West Coast trip to Calgary and Vancouver coming up, and then you come home and play a last game against the Ducks, which hopefully for the Wild's sake means nothing. But, you have to have this game, and in a 15-goal game, which is, I think, pretty much unheard of in today's NHL, I'm just astounded. Okay, let's talk about, let's continue, though. Let's get back to the good thread here. Eriksson Ek. Net front presence, greasy goals, power play goals. I feel like I complain a lot about when the Wild doesn't do that, AJ, and I think that you're in lockstep with me on that. But Eriksson Ek's greasy goals tonight and coming off what is, I think, a broken bone in his leg and being willing to take the beating, which is why he gets hurt, that comes with that, though. Boy, was that not fun to see. And I just urge guys like Yakov Trenin, and I urge guys like Brazeau to take a look. I'm not saying that you are as skilled as Eriksson is. You're not. But that being said, like, what Eriksson does it's all work. It's all work. And how nice was that to see a guy like that back in the fold tonight? Because without the work he brought, and I'm not just saying the goals, I'm saying the work he brought, they don't win this game.
No, not at all. I mean, you've seen it, and I forget who said it earlier, but Foligno has been, and this is something we talked about too the other day, but Foligno has been a catalyst for this team, especially since his elevation to that top line. He is kind of driven. We have to get low. We're playing gritty. We're getting to the front of the net. Eriksson embodies that style of play as well, and he brought back, and that was the thing that I was maybe hesitant about driving to the X tonight, and we kind of talked about it before puck drop, which was how much are these guys actually going to like play their game? Like Kirill, neither of these guys you would assume are 100%. They, with the uncertainty and just kind of the lack of information, it feels like the best you can get is like at least 70. Are they 80? Are they 90? Are they somewhere mixed in? There was some, and we'll talk about Kirill's game, I'm sure, but focusing on Ek, I mean, he looked like he didn't miss a step. This looked like the guy that went to Sweden, went to Team Sweden and played until his leg almost gave out and then came back here and it did. He went to the net. He didn't shy away from hits. He got to those dangerous opportunities. I mean, there wasn't a shift that he took off. The one maybe bad or like downside was when he engaged with Timothy Lillard. I can never say this. Liljegren. Thank you. In front of the net, and that was kind of dumb because it took him out of the play. And I'd rather have. I mean, it's what Boldy did later on, going to the box in a 4-on-4 situation, and Carl Grundstrom is taken off of the ice for, like, that's just not a fair trade. Eriksson did everything besides that one moment perfectly correct tonight. He got rewarded for doing what Bill Guerin, John Hines, the rest of the coaching staff has been urging the rest of the team to do, which is go to the front of the net. Look what happens. You go to that area, you score goals.
Crazy, and it's hard. Thing. It's hard to do.
Choose your hard, Judd.
They completely forgot that. You're the only person now, take the damn chain and give it to AJ. He deserves it. Caden Smith here at 10:21 p.m.'s comment is exactly right, which is that Foligno line, Boldy, and Ek could be a game changer down the stretch, and more importantly, I think, in the playoffs. That's a playoff line right there. That's a playoff line. That is exactly what you need. And here's the thing, too. So when Boldy is not with Ek, Boldy needs to work harder than he does sometimes. I feel this line, though, now allows Boldy to do Boldy type of things, which can drive me crazy, but he's very talented. Foligno does Foligno things, and Ek, because what Ek does is he combines the toughness to be in front, and he does have good mitts. Like, that's the one thing is he scores goals because those mitts are good. Long time ago, there was a guy for the Boston Bruins, Phil Esposito. Same type of thing. Cleaned up in front. Now, that was the 70s. The game was slower, but nonetheless, he had good mitts, right? The good hands. So I agree. I think that line could definitely be a very effective line in the playoffs. Let's get to Kaprizov's game. What did you think? I mean, two goals is great, but what did you think of Kirill's game?
I mean, that level of Kirill is better than, pick your percentage amount of players in the league, but he was not normal everyday Kirill. Some of the adjustments, some of the skating, the shooting motion at times looked like it had a little hitch in it. It took a little bit longer to get off than normal, wasn't as quick and smooth. But at the same time, he was able to, on his first goal, the adjustments, like the lateral motion to like contort his body to corral the rebound and then get to a shooting position, all in a smooth motion, and then put it point like in a perfect aim on net to beat the goaltender. it was weird because there were some shifts where he didn't look himself, but others that he looked perfectly fine. I would expect you're going to see that for the next handful of games like this. I wish we could have got this version of Kirill, and granted, like there's medical stuff. So I'm not saying like they should have forced him. I'm saying if you could have got this a week and a half ago, then I am so much more confident heading into the postseason. But you have now 2 games that are going to be really high intensity. Is it too much to say that you consider maybe scratching him for Saturday night? Like
no, not if you don't have a spot clinched.
That's true. If you win Friday night, I think it's easier to have that conversation.
I think yes. I think if you win, so the Flames are playing the Ducks tonight. If the Flames win, they'll be back 4 points back, game in hand. The Blues are playing the Oilers right now. The Wild has a game in hand on the Blues. So technically, if the Blues lose, the Wild is now tied with the Blues, and because they have a game in hand on St. Louis, they would move into the 7th spot. The thing, you know what, though, Age, at this point, I just want them to clinch a playoff spot. Like, I don't have a big, I think they're going to beat the Jets, or I think they're going to beat the Golden Knights. I don't know. They certainly, against both of those teams, won't be favored, so I really don't care if they do come in 7th or 8th. But, I mean, until they've got that spot clinched with Calgary chasing, and Calgary getting that game against the Kings in hand that was postponed because of the wildfires, that is a significant game. On Kirill, you said to me in the press box, I think you nailed this exactly right. First of all, he's such a smart player, and the mind is there. Like he knows there is nothing about the mind that has changed. Like, that is still there. The shot is there. I think what's not there yet is the conditioning, because you just can't. Like, you don't play in games. So the conditioning was not there, and the edging is not there. And I have questions. I think the conditioning comes back. My question is, does the edging come back? He was not skating like he can skate ordinarily, which is phenomenal. Like, it's off the charts, right? And, he had, we think, either hernia surgery or some type of groin surgery. So I don't know if you can get that back now. Certainly in training camp you probably can. But just the shot and the smarts and what he brings, and quite frankly what Ek brings too, like, that takes you up a big notch, which is why I was really distressed about the defense tonight, because, like, you've got these guys back, and I know Jake's out, and he's a really good player, but that being said, you gotta give more. You gotta, like, poor Flower. He had a bad night. He had a really bad game, but you also didn't give him any help. And the Sharks, that top line is really, really good. And they've got some guys in those top 6 roles that can play. You should beat them, but you at least have to respect them. And it was as if the Wild didn't. But I do think the Kirill thing, I think the only thing, I guess my question is this: is the edging going to come back this season? And quite frankly, once the playoffs start and he becomes a focus again, he's going to take a beating. Like, he didn't really take a beating tonight. When the playoffs start, especially because the Jets are big now, the Jets will beat him up. And how much resilience is there for a guy who, the one thing that we don't know, and I'm not going to question because he's tough as nails, but, what's the pain like? Like, is he playing through pain? What's the threshold there? So I think the Kirill thing is a work in progress, but, yeah, I'll take him at 65%. He is still the best player on your team at 65%.
And the thing to think about, too, here is, like, whether he's 60%, 80, 100, where is he at when it comes to off-the-ice training still? Because now that he's back and he's been given full contact clearance, this is a guy who we hear off the ice is like, I want to be out there first. I want to be last guy off. I want to get extra work.
Get off the ice.
That down. I want him on a strict regiment on what he is and is not able to do, because he might want to rush things. And, like, if I just get another hour on the ice, blah, 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 that could send you back. That could ruin all of this progress that you've made since the surgery. And now there's just a lot of, like, foggy questions up in the air because we just don't know. Like, I sent you a thing about the Detroit Tigers where they listed exactly what people had and what they were doing. The Wild, they're like, it's lower body.
Every other league does that. Every other league tells you.
Other league.
I'm not going to bitch about it, but I mean that's every other league tells you what's wrong or is supposed to.
Yeah, but
you see the score sheet.
This
folks, this is seriously, look at this. This is from 1987. I'm not joking you. Look, they ran out. Like that's the last bit of real estate on the score sheet. This looks like something that would be like Gretzky, Messier, Bobby Smith, Steve Payne, Kevin Lowe, Brad Maxwell. I mean, it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. And if you're John Hines, you gotta be. I'd be pissed. I'd be mad. Age, you froze with the score sheet. No. Reboot. Come back. I think I'm still on. Hey, while Age gets that fixed, want to shout out our friends at Neos Elite Performance. If you're active or trying to get an edge in your life, the experts at Neos Elite Performance can help you. Chronic pain, like with Kaprizov, if it's slowing you down, Neos Elite's cutting-edge regenerative medicine and cellular IV therapy is designed to get you going again without invasive procedures. This is, folks, white glove service. What do I mean by that? I mean they come to your home. You don't have to go to a doctor's office. You don't have to go to a hospital. The team at Neos will come to you. So if back or knee pain or heck, pain in general is making everyday tasks feel impossible, stop your suffering. Neos' therapy is designed to reduce pain, restore function, and get you back to doing what you love to do. No surgery, no downtime, just results. Schedule your appointment now at neoselite.com. That's Neos, elite.com. Check out the site, too. There you go right there. Check out the site, too, because they've got a lot of interesting things about. There's new therapies. There's new information that is really great. And as you see there, President and co-founder Eric Sugarman, who is, of course, the former head Vikings athletic trainer. You see the picture of former Vikings John Randall and Chad Greenway as well. In fact, there's a testimonial from John about what the procedures did for him. Just absolutely fantastic. So, again, check out neoselite.com, neoselite.com. He's back. AJ is back. You put that sheet up, and I thought that's really impressive. And it stayed there.
Well, that's how many like you talked about. They ran out of real estate. All of these stats broke my internet. Like it made me freeze trying to compute just how many goals, assists, everything like that happened tonight. Like just looking this over, it's pretty remarkable. And when you look at, and somebody pointed this out here, I can't fact check whether or not this is accurate or not.
Yep.
But I think it was Bob, our guy Bob, said 86 shot attempts, 44 of them were on goal tonight.
I don't doubt it.
Granted, there was a sacrifice on the defensive aspect of things, but why can't that team? And that's a lot of shot attempts. Why can't this team do that a little bit more often? It seems like, and granted, the biggest equation here
because those two guys are back. Yeah.
Two guys are back. And as I was saying that, I was like, oh, okay, idiot. That's probably why. But this should be somewhat of the norm. I need the defensive aspect of things shored up a little bit more.
Yep.
But this is like the offense here clearly has returned to an extent. But this is the Sharks. I need to see this again Friday night against a team that is battling for their playoff lives in a game that I think is it's a must win. Do you think it's a must win?
Well, you make your life very difficult if you don't win it. If you win it, you basically douse the Flames, don't you? Mm-hmm. So, like, the Flames are basically dead if you win it. If you don't, So, like, if they hadn't gotten the 2 points tonight, it would have undone the Dallas game. Like, that's the thing is the Dallas game was huge, but you had to come back against the Sharks tonight. You know what I'd take on Friday? I'd take 4 or 5 goals, and you give up 2. That's what I would take. So let's go through the Wild multiple point scorers tonight. Boldy, 4 assists. Eriksson, 4 goals. Foligno, 2 assists. So that's 10 points from that line alone. Marco Rossi, 2 assists, -3. That's a problem. Zach Bogosian, your guy, -3. That's a problem. Zuccarello, he was a -1, but 3 assists, and boy, it was like he and Kaprizov picked up like they had never missed time together, which of course they had. And then Kaprizov, 2 goals, an assist for 3 points, minus one, 1928 of ice time, which is a pretty healthy amount for his first game back. Let's look at what Jules Eriksson had, 20 minutes and 4 seconds. So that's what you got there. I want to ask you a question, and it's a rhetorical question. Okay. So I actually thought that the lines, which I think Jesse Pierce, if I'm not wrong, nailed in our show on Tuesday, I like the line combinations, except I don't get one thing. The fourth line, okay? Hartman, who, by the way, I still think is regressing. Hartman was on the fourth line at center, which I like that because he is, in my opinion, going backwards a bit. But Yakov Trenin was on the left wing of that fourth line. Justin Brazeau was on the right wing. That line did not play well, I didn't think. But the scratch was Vinny Hinostroza. Help me out here, okay? So tonight's game was incredibly fast. The Sharks are a skilled team. Clearly had no desire to come in and beat you up, which I wouldn't expect. How do you justify having, let's just take the right wing, okay? How does Brazeau play? And Hinostroza, who's got way more speed, he's not the most skilled guy, but he'll go to the front of the net. He does 2025 dirty work. Like he'll be in front of the net. He'll tip in goals. What are we doing here? What are we doing? I mean, I don't care. You pick your scratch. Trenin, Brazeau. But how does Hinostroza, who's got like 5 goals since being claimed from, I think it was the Predators, why? How? I'm at a loss. Help me.
I don't know. I can't wrap I was thinking about that today. You get the line heathens from friend of the show, Jesse Pierce. We get the fourth line. We see it here tonight. I was like, you know what? Trenin, Hartman, Brazeau. First off, that kind of sends a message to Hartman. Confirm with me. We kind of mentioned it for a second. Did Brazeau get benched in the third period for a stint?
Johansson was definitely on the right wing with Hartman and Trenin, and I don't think it was I think he was benched. And he should be.
Yeah.
But he shouldn't be benched. He should be sitting by us in the press box here. It's very nice. Got some good popcorn. The Diet Coke went on the fritz. Very, very disappointing for Judd. Yeah, Sports Dad very upset. But I don't understand it. I literally don't get it. Mm-hmm. The Sharks are you could have combated the Sharks with a guy who's got skill, and by the way, has chemistry because they're lifelong friends with Hartman. I don't care that much about that, but I'm just saying Brazeau had no business playing. And quite frankly, again, if you want to scratch, if you want to say, hey, Sports Dad, scratch Trenin, and say, okay, that's fine. I don't give a crap. But I just don't get that. Also, the sooner Middleton gets back, and I know he's a very good player, the better. The horrendous interceptions, the Jameis Winston-like, Declan Chisholm, what is he doing? He had the one against the Rangers where he was throwing a bad pass, but he still screwed it up beyond belief. It resulted in a goal. I'm seeing some comments, and I agree completely. He had another 1 or 2 tonight where I don't know what he's doing, but he's throwing the puck away. It looks like Winston throwing passes. It's as irresponsible as it gets. And yeah, as the comment there says, what happened there? I thought this guy was playing pretty well, got scratched for quite some time. Okay, that's going to happen. But boy, you cannot have, especially in games like this, you cannot have a guy who you can't trust to break out of his own zone when he is a defenseman.
It's been tough. He's had some major blunders this season, and recently it's kind of piled up. I thought that he actually really stepped up his game earlier in the year when they acquired Juracek. And I saw somebody asking about it. Yes, he is injured, lacerated spleen. He is out for the year. Should be back presumably by next training camp. But Chisholm stepped up, and I thought was playing some darn good hockey. The analytics liked it. I thought the eye test also backed it up. Recently, there's just been a drop off, and as much as I do enjoy, maybe not enjoy, because I do genuinely wish he played better, but as much as I do pile on to Bogosian and Merrill at times, Merrill has actually been making decent plays for what he has in his bag as of late, but that pairing just is wearing on me in a certain, it gives me a headache seeing 4 and 24 out there together at times. you need to also look at Chisholm. And it does hurt that you don't have a Middleton at this moment, because that'd be just one extra body to take one of these guys out. I think it just reiterates exactly why there should be zero hesitation when Denver's season wraps up that you get Mr. Buium into a green sweater in here at the X, whether that's, I guess, whether it's on the road or back here. There's clearly people that you can upgrade. Chisholm, Bogosian, Merrill. I know handedness is a big thing. I know that there is loyalties that they probably feel to let guys who have been in the lineup for 80% or more all season long finish out the season and see out that year. No. Hey, Jesse Pierce.
Jesse, I have one question. How did we justify that defensive performance?
It was terrible. John Hines admitted post-game when I asked him about where the level of concern is. He said it's uncharacteristic, which we've heard time and time again. I feel when there is an off night like this, you got to wash it. You got to win on Friday. That's all. You got to win.
You now cannot play Fleury on Saturday, right? You got to go Gus back-to-back.
That was rough. I mean, the goals Fleury let in were soft, but again, there was no defense in front of him. You've got teenagers beating men's league defensemen, it felt like. Like, that's just basically what it was, right? I mean, Macklin Celebrini, incredible player. Will Smith, the future for the Sharks looks very bright, but they shouldn't be able to easily walk Faber and Bogosian and all of those guys. It was not a good game. I mean, they came out with the 2 points. My goodness, that would have been fun in like October, November. Not at this point, but that's just me.
No, you're right. Thanks, Jesse. Appreciate it. Yeah, she's exactly right.
We need to get you like ice side here. That was great microphone work.
Oh, thank you. I've
worked
on
not so much
that,
right
yeah.
there because you brought it away.
I guess. Hey, what's going on? Let's go back to that point. If you need to win on Saturday, I know it's back to back. You're gonna have to start Gus, right? Like, you can't do this. I mean, the defense needs to improve for sure, but I mean, let's also. I mean, I am a Fleury stan, so I love the guy. I've talked repeatedly about it's special to watch him play his last seasons here. He is a Hall of Fame person. He's a Hall of Fame talent. Yada yada yada. I can go on, but you've got to start Gus against the Flames and Canucks, right?
I feel like you have to now after what you just saw. I mean, if they had one more game somehow sandwiched in between that, I could say, then you have to almost get Fleury in there. But what we just saw, like, it's not that he, for the most part of this season, he's been playing really well. It's just with the defense that you're seeing right now and uncharacteristically bad, said by the coach John Hines, mixed with him being so rusty. I'm sure there was a little emotions there tonight too. That mix of things. And Michael Russo of The Athletic had a really good article that he put out earlier this morning about Fleury kind of like coming to the terms of, hey, there's really not that much time left. Unfortunately for both of us, the fans, him, this tonight might have been it. Like, I don't see a way now moving forward where Gustafsson probably gets both starts, and then you're not going to want to have him Saturday and then off until whenever that first round starts.
No, you're going to need to start him against the Ducks regardless on Tuesday, Gus, and you're going to have to ride Gus. If Gus sieves out, I think you just have to accept it. Like, playoff-wise.
Yeah, I mean,
I don't think you can make a change. I mean, I suppose you can, but this is where, and you know what, to call a spade, this is where the lost season of Jesper Wallstedt kills you. Because ideally, like with the regression here tonight, well, Wallstedt is playing well, and you just say, hey, we're going to bring him up, and I'm like the games are too important, including, well, quite frankly, tonight's. The games are too important to mess around with a retirement. So I love Fleury. I'm telling you, I love him. I love the guy. It's an honor. It's a privilege. But you're trying to win playoff games, and I feel like doing anything, AJ, that goes against that, to me sort of is the Wild-esque, hey, we're all a team, we're all friends, no, I'm sorry, I don't need you to all be buddies at a guy's house. I don't want you to hate, I don't want dissension in the room, but I want accountability. And it's a clear lack of accountability if you're playing people as sort of a pity party. And that needs to end here.
Yeah, and I feel like they've given him more than enough courtesy and kind of what is respect. I mean, think about some of the other stuff that he's gone through as of late. His exit from Vegas. From my understanding, it was he found out the same time as really everybody else as, hey, you're no longer going to be a member of the Golden Knights.
Yeah.
This season and the way the Minnesota Wild have really handled it. I mean, he got a really good start and a win on the road in Montreal.
Great. Yep.
That was a great moment. He got on the road in Pittsburgh. He was allotted that start. The kind of one last meeting against Ovechkin here this past week. Yeah, against him this past weekend. Mm-hmm. He's had his opportunities, but he's also himself said, I understand my role. I understand why I signed this contract, and it's to be a backup. I'm here to support Philip Gustafsson. I know my role, and I think that once again speaks just how beloved, how good of a person on off the ice.
He's pro. Yep.
He's team first.
Yep.
Because he could have probably signed with a team like the Sharks or, another bad team and been a 40-year-old starter for this final year and probably would have lost a lot of games. Mm-hmm. But he wanted to be on a team that has some talent, now looks to be, as long as they can keep it up for the next handful of days, going to the playoffs for maybe one shot as being that backup. Who was Anton Hudobin with the Stars a few years back? And granted, he got in the net in the postseason and had a really good run for that team.
Yep.
But the catalyst of personality and veteranness, that is what Marc-Andre Fleury is bringing. And I think he's probably at peace with that. And I would almost argue that's as good of a send-off as any. Like, that epitomizes what the type of player he is. Granted, he is a Hall of Fame goaltender. He has accolades that may never be touched again by any other active goaltender here and moving forward. But the way his trajectory career-wise has been, this is just who he is now. I think he is fine with that. He enjoys it. I don't think it's an insult to say that he might not get in the net at all for the Wild the rest of the year.
Yep, and there's a comment. I think it's from Iron John. That's a little bit up in the comments. Not too much about. Yeah, he says, I feel like the Flower just had game rust and would not be shocked if he's amazing the next game. The question is, can you afford to find out? So, like, unless Gus gets hurt, can you afford to find out? Like, you are in a crucial stage right now, and Gus is going to be your guy, and it might not be fair. And look, I would love it. No one would love it more than me if Flower comes back and he's fantastic and he can play. But the fact is, you also don't have the time or the leeway to find out you're wrong about that too. That's my thing. If this was December, you'd have to find out, and he might come back and be great. And I'm sure he's got a hot streak in him left. But if it's not immediate, you can't screw around here. Like, this is how this franchise gets in trouble. They screw around. They get cute. They try to be nice to people. They want, they all want their treat tickets, and they're going to go together to Shakey's Pizza, and they're all going to eat together, and it's going to be great fun, and and take a team picture, and ha, 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 ho, ho, ho. But guess what? That's not the playoffs. You got to be an a-hole. And that doesn't mean that you have to cause problems, but it does mean that Kaprizov's reaction when he scored that goal was on point, which is, I'm pissed about this. That was absolute garbage. That's what I want. Like, this is the time of year when I have no problem if a leader goes in that room and says, what we did out there tonight, we have to pull our heads out of our you-know-whats. We got 2 points, but it was by the grace of God. And that's where this franchise, and it's funny because that was, in some ways, Bill Guerin. But you need to be a good teammate, but you need to be ruthless right now. And so that's where this stands. But that was, as far as a hockey fan goes, dude, that was a ton of fun to watch. It was a disaster in some ways, but it was a ton of fun to watch. And you will not see that again for many years, I don't think. And it certainly brought me back to a Wednesday night at the Met, much more than a Wednesday night at the X. We are done. Judd's Hockey Show. I'm Judd. He's AJ. Jesse Pierce chiming in. She's down the row now, working her tail off on an NHL.com story. So be sure to read that and also check out her podcast with Kirsten Kroll, Bar Down Beauties as well. We will talk to you soon.